Bevan Trust was set up to give boatmen a small reward for services rendered in rescues they did at sea. This short video gives details of awards given to the Deal Boatmen from 1954 to 1958. These are true accounts taken from the late Ben Bailey's records. 22nd of June 1955. Doc Bailey was awarded £5. A bathing float overturned and two swimmers in a moderate southwest wind were blown onto the pier. The occupants jumped onto a pylon and were taken off by Doc in the Gurley. On the 10th of July, G. Budd was awarded £6. 14th of August, Ben Bailey in the Carefree went to the aid of a cabin cruiser, Sybarite, which had broken down and was drifting 1.5 miles south of the South Goodwin lightship. He was away for 4 hours, but the cruiser was taken in tow by another vessel that happened to be passing by. £4 was awarded. The 1st of September, W.J. Bailey saved a capsized sailing dinghy and its crew and was awarded £3. September 1955. July and August saw the 8,000-ton Liberian cargo ship Signet ashore in Sandwich Bay after a collision in mid-channel. The vessel was refloated and beached opposite the Coast Guard station, where work began on unloading her cargo and repairing the ship. During the month of August, Deal Corporation recently renewed 63 boatmen's licences and granted a further 11. A total of 77 boats are now licensed on Deal Beach. 29th of February 1956. A piling rig collapsed on Deal Pier and fell into the sea at 5:10 p.m. The men were 400 yards offshore, clinging to piles and very exhausted. It was bitterly cold. They suffered leg injuries from hitting the piles and were rescued in the Gurley by Doc Bailey. The 20th of April 1956, W.J. Bailey rescued a rowing boat that had been stolen by 4 youths and rowed well out to sea. The boat was found drifting close to the Goodwins. £4 was awarded. The 9th of May, George Riley saved a paddle punt in difficulties in rough sea. £2 was awarded. On the 20th of May, Ben Bailey, Stuart Ambrose and G&A Budd launched at 3 p.m. to the French yacht Bellerix, ashore on the Goodwins. A moderate southerly sea was running. They stood by for 4 hours. Dover and Warmer Lifeboat arrived on the scene and 2 aircraft flew over. £4 was awarded. The 7th of August, Tom Upton launched in the Skylark to a skiff which had capsized half a mile offshore. The skiff and occupants were saved. £1 was awarded. The 8th of August, George Budd rowed out to a boat caught against the pier by a strong tide. 2 men and a boy were saved and £1 was awarded. On the 12th of August, Jimmy Hickman went to a boat which had been driven out of control and was drifting seaward. £2 was awarded. 1957, the 31st of January, Ben Bailey, Doc Bailey, Dickie Lill and John Budd launched the Gurley at 11 a.m. to a rowing boat with 2 souls aboard it, which was blown out to sea with a southwest gale and a strong flood tide. Dickie Lill and Johnny Budd were put aboard the boat and brought it ashore. £5 was awarded. 26th of March, Ben Bailey, Doc Bailey and Johnny Budd launched in the Teddy Bear and saved 2 from a boat that had capsized. A fresh wind was blown with a very cold sea. £5 was awarded. The 12th of May, the vessel Joan had engine failure. The 2 occupants set off flares. They were very near the break sands in a heavy broken sea. The wind was southwest, strong to gale force. The Sunbeam was launched at 12:30 p.m. and picked the boat up 1.25 miles east-southeast to the Guildford Hotel and towed them back. £5 was awarded. The 8th of June 1957, Johnny Revel rescued a punt and towed it in. £2 awarded. 23rd of June, Alf May rowed out to a capsized canoe and rescued it. £4 was awarded. 28th of June, H. Bailey, Jim Hurd and Jim Scarden launched in the Teddy Bear to help search for a Yugoslavian who had jumped from a ship in the dark in thick fog and tried to swim to the South Goodwin lightship. £3 was awarded. Ginger Ali also launched and he was awarded £5. The 29th of August, Ben and Doc Bailey, Stuart Ambrose and Dickie Lill launched the Gurley to go to a rubber boat, the Judy, which had 3 children and 2 old ladies aboard it. They were being carried out by the strong flood tide into the pier piles. Dickie was put aboard it, then Ben came back out in the Sunbeam and towed it in. £3 was awarded. August the 30th, Ben and his crew launched in the Gurley and saved a Royal Marine sailing dinghy from driving into the pier piles in a strong tide. The officer, his wife and 2 children were in great danger of capsize and disappearing under the decking. They managed to get a rope on her and tow them clear. The Rosemarie had already failed and parted the scene. £6 was awarded. 25th of October, Alf May rowed out to a broken down boat and towed it back. £3 was awarded. 1958, the 20th of April, Cyril Williams went to the rescue of 4 people in trouble in a hired boat. £5 was awarded. 19th of June, Suet launched in the Carefree and towed in an outboard motorboat which had broken down. £3 10 was awarded. On the 6th of July, J. Budd went to the aid of a motorboat with a fouled screw and in danger of drifting into the sewer outfall. £1 was awarded. July the 30th, the Sunbeam launched to a boat requiring assistance and stood by. She was the Librat and had grounded on the beach. £6 was awarded. On the 17th of August, Cyril Williams took a motorboat to the assistance of an outboard dinghy boat. £2 was awarded. On the 18th of August, Upton pulled in a swimmer who was in difficulties. £5 was awarded. On the 29th of September, Cyril Williams rowed out in thick fog to search for some paddle punts. He found 3 of them and assisted them to the shore. He was awarded £3.